Hi, this is Keith Swenson again, and I'm here to explain how to manage your email addresses in Weaver. Now, first of all, every user in Weaver must have an email address as a unique identifier. But sometimes you have more than one email address. Sometimes you have a preferred email address and it changes from an old value to a new value. Sometimes people invite you to Weaver using the wrong email address. And sometimes you end up with two different profiles, forcing you to log out and log back in to access different parts of Weaver. All of these situations can be easily resolved, and this video explains how to set up your profile with all of your various email addresses in it so that you can access everything with a single login. First, a very quick overview. You don't ever change your email address in Weaver. All you'll do is to add a new address to your existing profile. Go to your personal profile page, find the Add Email button, add your new email address, look for the confirmation email, and verify receipt. Then use the Update option to set the preferred email address. Leave all of the old email addresses there. That's it, you're done. Now I'm going to walk you through a demonstration of this. Here we have a user, an example user, in a sample workspace who is accessing using a couple of email addresses. You'll find your profile by choosing Profile under the name, choose Profile, and this shows you the email IDs that you already have associated with the account. Right below it is the Add Email ID button. So if your old email address used to be this, and you want to change it to a new email address, you add the new email address. So now we'll do alex@newcompany.com. Request a confirmation email because you have to have access to that email in order to add it to your profile. So what we're going to do is send you a little email and you're going to prove that you have access to it. So it's been sent. So the email has arrived to confirm your email address. And it's a very simple little message. And all you have to do is click on this and confirm it. And once you do that, you'll notice that now the new email address has been added in here. Now this is the last email address in the list, and the importance of that is that the first email address is where Weaver is going to send all your email. So this will allow you to have access to everything that's been assigned to this email address, and if somebody had invited you with that email address, you add it to your profile and now you'll have access to their invitation and everything. The first email address is called the preferred email address, and that's where you're going to receive your email from Weaver. It's actually going to send it. It's not going to send it to all these others, and there's no way to get Weaver to send it to multiple addresses. It'll only send it to one address. But the way you change your preferred is to click on Update Settings and scroll down to the list, and notice that there's these buttons next to the other ones. The first one is marked here as preferred, and the other ones have a Make Preferred. So now if I want this to be where I receive my email, I click Make Preferred, and then notice now the new email address is at the top. That's all there is to it. If you add an email address to a profile, it's going to remove it from any other profiles that had that email address. So an email address can only be in a single profile. Now that you have these multiple email addresses, it's possible to log in as any one of these email addresses. But keep in mind, the authentication server requires a different password for each email address. So you'll have to set up a new password for the new email address. But you can do that. Or you could still log in using your old email address. Either way, you probably want to just log in with one email address, and then you get access to everything that's been assigned to any of these email IDs. So this is the summary. Your user profile can have any number of email addresses in it. You may have multiple email addresses, or you may have changed from one email address to another email address. You want to leave the old email address in there. It's not going to get any email sent to it, but it will allow you to have access to everything that's assigned to the old email address. Weaver sends email only to the first address, the preferred address, so set that address to be the place where you want to receive the email. Adding an email address to your profile will remove it from any other profile. You can log in with any of those email addresses, but each email address has a different passwords to authenticate with it. So it's just easier to pick one and always log in with the one. You have full capability to access everything with that one profile. Now, what may happen is that different people may invite you to Weaver using different email addresses. And what sometimes happens to users is that they will go ahead and make a separate login for each email address. And they have two different logins, and to access the different workspaces and the different places, they have to keep logging out and logging back in. This is greatly simplified if you just simply add both email addresses to the one profile. Novice users don't always know how to do this, so they will sometimes get into the situation where they have two profiles. You can easily eliminate one of the profiles by simply adding the email address to the other profile. So go to the profile that you want to keep, add the email address from the other profile, and when you successfully confirm that you can get the email, it will be removed from the other profile. And if there was only one email address in the other profile, then the profile itself will be deleted. So this is a way to pick one profile, add the email address from the other, and eliminate the other profile. And now you can log in with either email address, but you will have access to everything from both. So hopefully that shows you how to manage your email addresses in Weaver, and especially to handle changing of email addresses or multiple email addresses.